Hey guys, it's MJ, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about twin flames in depth and why twin flame runners run and why chasers chase and what to do about your situation. I personally have been in a very long twin flame journey, but wouldn't trade it for the world because it's given me so many lessons that I needed to learn, and I want to be able to share this information with you guys so that it can at least give you a little bit of a cushion so you can avoid maybe some of the things that I've been through. So let's get started. So basically what twin flames are the same soul in two different bodies. So the idea is that we all come from one big oversoul, like the high consciousness, the source, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And then we're all split up into these different oversouls, and we have a duality reality, right? So we live on planet Earth where there's an opposite for everything, and that's true for us as humans as well. So our soul, when we incarnate into this world, splits into two, and we have a positive and a negative polarity, just like everything else in the world. So when you meet your twin flame, which not everybody does in this lifetime, you typically will go through a bubble love phase, where there's just like super extreme romance and like this is the perfect love that you have ever met, and you feel like you have already known this person like your entire life. And not only that, but things start to, because you start to have like an attachment to this person, things bubble up and there's a lot of pressure that comes, and then they run away. And then there is a person who's the runner who runs away, and then there's a person who's the chaser who typically wants that person back. And what's happening in this dynamic is that in that pressurized phase where all of the triggers are happening and the extremely painful situations where you kind of maybe feel like your twin flame is a narcissist. So if you're watching this video, 100% you are the positive polarity. You are most likely the chaser. I've watched several twin flame videos. I've been studying this for a few years now and have found many twin flame relationships in my own life that I can attest to these theories. But basically, when they run away, it's because you, as the positive polarity, is addicted to the other person. And so that addiction becomes it's an attachment, right? So like anytime you're attached to something or anytime you're chasing something, I mean, like when you're chasing something, it implies that that person or that thing or that situation is running away. Excuse me. And when you are in that space of running and chasing, the other person, what they're doing when they're running is addicted to everything else but you. So when you're addicted to them, they're addicted to literally everything else but you, because that's the way an energy system works. So if you go to just like a basic science class, in an energy system, energy travels from positive to negative, and that is just a fact. And it's the same thing for twin flame relationships. I don't like to call it a relationship because it's not really a relationship. In the 3D world, in this human existence, you can call it a relationship, but what I've found is that it's not really that way. It is literally an energy system in which both parts are trying to come back into balance to the singularity instead of that duality, that yin-yang energy where one of the people is like addicted to the other and the other one's like running away. Like that's basically what's happening in the entire energy system. So the way to avoid it is to continually align to your soul and really take your spirituality journey seriously. And this is something that I didn't realize that I was teaching, because at the time my twin flame and I were together. We were together in a relationship officially for about 4.5 years, 5 years, I don't know, so, like a really long time. It was like kind of an outlier situation. Most twin flame relationships that I've found typically were about like a couple months to a year, and that's like the most data points that I've found. My mom met her twin flame, and she is also an outlier. She was with my stepfather for, I want to say like 8 years, maybe 7 or 8 years or something like that, before they split and then went into the runner chaser dynamic. They're back together now. They're married, and it's super zen, super peaceful. And so I feel lucky that I've been able to see a direct example, so that I'm not like feeling as if I'm super crazy and that this is like a weird ass thing that's happening to me, and like, why the fuck can't I like, get rid of this person from my mind and from my life. But it allowed me to see like, oh, this is just a thing that happens sometimes. And like, whenever you are a soul who is meant to ascend in this lifetime, or you are a soul who chooses to ascend in this lifetime and maybe not ascending as quickly as you'd like, don't do that. Sorry, my dog is gonna bark. Don't bark. Don't bark. Good girl. And if you are meant to ascend in this lifetime and choose to ascend in this lifetime, like I said in my last video, which I will post at the end of this video, you can meet your twin flame, and then they basically, you meet them and they cause your spiritual awakening to happen. And like, that's the only purpose that they have in your life. But the beauty about this universe, other than the fact that, everything is duality and like we get to experience the whole entire spectrum of human emotions, which is awesome. There's a little bit of sarcasm in that. We also have free will, which is really great, because we are able to decide what we want, right? Like, we can manifest what we want. We can do anything that we want to do because we have the free will to do it. And the other beautiful thing about the universe is that everything that is worth learning about, especially in spirituality and 100% twin flames, is that the most beautiful things are all energy systems that work like a paradox, and they all have a lot of dichotomy in it. So I think it'll be important for me to go in depth with what those terms mean a little bit later, but I don't want to like give you guys a full like vocabulary lesson right now, because that is not who I am. I actually think of myself, or have this version of myself, that I think that I'm not very good at vocabulary. So I'm gonna save that for another video, but I wanted you guys to have at least just the overview of tips that you can do or put into action if you are a twin flame chaser looking for your twin flame runner to come back to you. What you have to do, step one, is take your spiritual journey seriously. And what that means is aligning to your soul and being who you really are. And like, the second thing is obviously stopping the addiction. Like, you are addicted to this person, and like anyone who has an addiction to a substance, which I have seen many different forms, it feels really fucking good to get a hit of it, even if it's like negative energy. Like, maybe you're sitting there thinking like about this person all the time, and it's not that it's a bad thing, it just is what it is. You're addicted to this person. And so you have to really train your mind to focus to the present moment. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a horrible master. And this is so true when it comes to your twin flame journey. And the third tip that I'm going to give you for getting that energy system back to a neutral space is to not use any extra woo-woo spirituality things. Like, I mean, I will probably restart tarot card readings because I like them personally. They bring me a lot of like enjoyment. But if you're sitting here going through Twin Flame videos and like watching a bunch of tarot readings and stuff, you're pushing them away. 100%. That's your addiction. Like, you need to align to your true spiritual journey, and what your true spiritual journey is purely being. And most people don't understand. I have many clients who talk to me about what do I mean to just be? Like, doesn't that entail the mind and blah, 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 blah. And no, it doesn't. Actually, being is the only thing in this entire universe that is the same singularity as the oversoul, as that one big consciousness that we are. Because when we are being, we are aligned to that higher consciousness that we came from and that we are inherently, but we came to earth to remember that. So those are my 3 tips for how to end the chaser runner dynamic, or at least give you a little bit of light to how to create more Zen into your life. I think that this will probably be a series of Twin Flame videos because I've noticed that a lot of people ask me. I also attract a lot of Twin Flame like relationships into my life, like with my friend groups. So this is something I study day in and day out, and I personally am on my own Twin Flame journey, and I know for sure that it is something that will be there for life. And you can also, once you like get back to your Zen space, choose to not have your Twin Flame as a partner, but they will always be in your life because they are you, and that is so freaking cool. So once you can kind of like get over those human emotions of feeling hurt and feeling like they're a narcissist and like they do this and they do that to me, and having just that victim mentality towards your Twin Flame, the more easily you'll find that Zen space, and the faster they will gravitate towards you because you create a gravity towards you instead of pushing them away, because you have kind of sucked all your energy back into your own inner space. So if you guys have any questions, I would love to hear your feedback or hear any questions that you have. And if you would like to work with me, I'm going to post my email, the best email for you to get in touch with me below. And from there, I will send you an application so that you can work with me one-on-one. And I'm also going to be working on a meditation for you guys to raise your consciousness or raise your vibration so that you can align to your higher consciousness, which is what we all are, and we came onto this planet just to remember. So stay tuned for that. On the next video, I'm trying to get on a much like more not rigid, because I'm not a rigid person, but on a schedule that you guys can follow and expect a video. I just moved into a new place, so there's a lot of transition happening in my life right now, so I just want to be candid and vulnerable with you guys about that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email. If you want to work with me, please reach out to me via email. And other than that, I hope you guys have a fabulous day.